Alrighty, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the stream here. I certainly hope you guys are doing great today, because I am doing pretty good myself. And today is Friday, so we are streaming again. We're playing Factorio again today. I'm getting some of the in-game stuff now, so hopefully it won't be too much longer for this game. But this week we do have volume. I do realize that last week, actually, unless you watched it live, you probably wouldn't know what's going on. Maybe for the first 15 minutes of the stream, accidentally forgot to turn on my mixer. So I had to edit around that in the video, which I had uploaded and it didn't process for some reason. So I've got it to re-render. Hopefully I can get that to work, and then we'll upload it tonight with this stream, or at least get it processing so that stream can go up. Wednesday stream also kind of the same way. For some reason it didn't want to upload correctly. Don't know if the computer had an issue or what. Don't know. But today we are going to be playing some Factorio. I've already got the game loaded up. I've been playing for just about a half hour, give or take. Just to get some more materials going, get some more research going. Just kind of basic stuff. Kind of managing the game and not really doing much. It was at this moment I didn't realize that my mic had been muted. And so we're on to another montage. Cue the music and let's see what happened. I think it did it again. What in the world? For some odd reason, this thing decided to... Did I accidentally hit a mute button or something? I don't know. But for some reason, my microphone was just muted. I have no idea why, but it was. I'll have to back and look and see how bad it was. Because I could see it. I don't know. I have to figure out when. I might change the shortcut on that too. I don't know. I'll figure it out. It's too straight. Don't have problem with. Don't have any issues with. You know what? I bet you I did. I don't know. Alt tab. I don't know. But yeah, for some reason I was like, I have no problem with software ink. Software ink, I can go, and the microphone just works just fine. But you know, this one it seems to mess up for some reason. So let's see here. We fixed that. Let's see how's our rocket fuel doing. So it seems like it's cranking out pretty quick. We've got plenty of fuel. I don't think rocket fuel. I got a feeling that was is going to be the easiest of the three things to get. Then the low density structure, which we can swipe up what we have right now. Which is quite a bit. I think we actually might have a little more low density structure. Well, to be fair, we also needed a lot of low density structure, and we still do. So it kind of makes sense that we have a couple of those being built. Alright, let's get these in their appropriate slots here. I know we could use one chest for this, but you also got to remember that you also got to remember that a lot of this is well, since we already have some stuff here, I think they can keep up to 2 things worth of stuff in there. I don't know. Off the top of my head, I really don't know. So yeah, hopefully you guys can hear me now. I don't know how much you could or couldn't hear of me. The commentary is maybe not the best, you know, but now what was I going to do now? We need to start looking into building our rocket control units. That would be the next best thing to do. And we've got quite a few being stored over here. 84. So that'll create, what, 84 modules? They don't take much. They need a speed module, and they need a processing unit. So we'll need, what, 1,000 of those? We'll need 1,000 of those. So let's run up here and see how many speed modules we have available. That being 1. Here's my question. Do we really need to actually be creating speed module level 2s? Because if we don't, which I really don't see why we need to, I think everything we've pretty much upgraded to level 3s already and things like that. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to break this there. Start putting these speed modules into here. This will allow us to, first of all, create these relatively quickly. And we can actually gather all these up real quick. So I can just dump them onto here. May boost that a little bit more. Or at least help, that is. So that being said, now what we can get going, we can get that again. So we can make 10 of these guys now, but also that means these guys are just sitting here making processing units that they really don't need for here. We can actually even snag those up from there. So we can we've got now 2 processing unit lines that we can actually kind of steal from. I guess well, you know what we could do? Instead of stealing them from down here, which it's still quite a bit. We have a lot of stuff like that. We actually can convert this line that we were using for speed module 3s into a rocket control unit line, which I think, well, I can totally whiff. It's actually down here more. We actually can, that actually I think would be more beneficial to us. So if we change this to the rocket control units, I need a speed module 1, which honestly we could just tear this out. This is going to be a bit of a change, kind of a retooling. I know if anybody's worked in a factory or anything like that, that's kind of what we're doing right now. We're stopping production on speed modules, and we're going to solely focus on making these processing units. We can actually just do something like that. Let's throw these in there. Now this guy can go there. And I can throw those guys in there. I'll take these. And so now, this guy will just sit here and can constantly pull or pump out these rocket control units. That's actually not the worst idea in the world. It kind of cuts down on how many of the advanced circuits we need, so hopefully the purple beakers will have those constantly in stock. It gets this line actually doing something that's more beneficial than just producing the speed modules that we've already got a lot. I have 11 still stored up. If we need to convert this back into a speed module, we can. That's no big deal. And so it's not like, I think we can actually get this done pretty good. So, how many we got going here? Let's go at least try to get 10 when we'll actually go produce our first rocket part. How long that's going to take is going to be a long time. Do we want to, though, actually create a second line? Is a good question. I might want to, just because, well, I can shorten this up. Let's see, something like just this. And I could put the second production facility, or second, do I have one? Oh, it's going to be a little wide. I could slide this over, and then we could do it. Is there a better way we could do it? Maybe do something like this, and run these guys along here. Then, let's get this guy out. We actually need to run this a little more snug up to the other line here. There we go. Now, if I take this... I'm going to have to do a little bit something a little bit loopy. Literally, I'm making a loop, but do something like this, and then bring this back to there. I can put this there so it can get its the speed modules it needs. It can get the blue chips from here. Let's go ahead and tell it to start making the rocket control units. Doesn't have the speed. Oh, it doesn't have the speed modules it needs. So I can go give it 7 real quick. And we can give it the speed modules we have. Now, and then output we can just do to there. And there we go. Now we got 2 things making these making the mess that sentence up. But we have 2 lines now making this item that should provide us with enough. I can even start clearing some of these belts off and just taking the advanced circuits from here, just so that we make sure that these guys have plenty. But yeah, this should be a pretty good... wow, we can already build 3 of them. Let's go build our 3 rocket parts and get to 3%. Go. There we go. So now it should be producing the rocket parts. Look at this. We are already at 3%. Not bad at all. Do I have anything else to put in here? Does not look like it. Alright. So essentially now we just need to keep the base alive. It's first thing we need to do. Second thing we need to do is actually keep this production going pretty well. I think... honestly, the only thing I'm a little concerned about is this low density structure, and we're not doing too bad on it. If I was, what I could do, which I think would be kind of cool, neat to set up if I could figure out how to do it, is actually set up robots to actually automatically deliver all the stuff. So when the rockets, when there's enough stuff in there, a robot would take it and just fly it across the base until it got to. The rocket silo would be kind of neat. It'd be a little slow, but, it'd be kind of fun. Something we really haven't really done much with is the robots. Alright, low density structure. We can just throw all that in there. Rocket fuel. Oh, that's not where I want to go with that, but I guess it doesn't really matter, but... there we go. That should be 5% complete. Not bad at all. Alright, so what else do we... oh, we wanted to take Spidertron out. So let's go grab some more missiles. Hopefully we have enough. By this time I think we should, but my math's been off today, as has everything else. Let's see here. That should be plenty. Missing steel again, which honestly I think we will have close to 400, if not 400. So not too concerned about that. Let's go this way. Alright, Spidertron, you'll have 374 missiles out of the 400 you're supposed to have. I think you're okay. Alright, so let's first of all save the game. This is we can kind of save it there. So, alright, so tank in action. If you guys have not seen the Spidertron, that's Spidertron. We actually can control it via this remote. This is actually like a walking tank, almost kind of like how a mech is, but mechs don't have 8 legs, they only have 2. And we actually can command it while we drive the tank. Now, this also has an auto gunnery system, so that we can actually use that to fight while we actually drive the tank. So it actually is a pretty neat system. Kind of wish more vehicles had this. Like, could I have a second tank with remote control capabilities? That would be kind of fun. But right now we need to go take out, there is a bunch of bugs that have been bugging our oil fields and kind of the bases around here. So I kind of want to go take all these guys out. They're a little bit annoying, and you know what? They just kind of deserve to be taken out. I mean, fair enough, I'm producing a lot of pollution on their native planet, but, you know, it's kind of what happens when I crash land here. Anyways, so let's go see how big this camp is. It can't be that big. This looks like it's got one spot. You know what? I'm not even going to bring in Spidertron on this one. I'm just going to go run in there myself, take care of these guys. And camp down. And that one I knew wasn't going to be too massive. So what I can do, though, this is kind of the neat thing. So while I jump out of the tank and repair it, I tell Spidertron to come there, and I'll get my repairs on. And here he comes. When I'm done with repairs, Spidertron is ready and at my side. And now I think we're trying to clear out at least around here. That's kind of the goal. So we'll start out with this one over here. Now you kind of got to be careful with Spidertron because he can actually walk over stuff. That does include your tank. And if you start moving with your tank, he can actually get damaged and you can get damaged, stuff like that. So, while not ideal, it's something that does happen. You just got to be aware of. Alright, second camp. Let's bring in Spidertron. You guys can see what Spidertron can do. Just launching missiles, just absolute devastation. As you can see here, very minimal damage, but there. Ooh, there's a base right there. All right, kind of be a little careful. Now, what the nice thing about Spidertron is, though, he automatically fires. So if you're repairing or something like that, and a bug or 10 decide to show up, you can just take care of them. It's nothing like he can't handle them. All right, he's already starting to launch missiles here. Just have to walk forward with me here. Make sure we kill everything in here. Yeah, Spidertron's a pretty, he's like a juggernaut. It's amazing. Actually, I named this one Black Widow and painted it all black. You can actually paint it, you can nickname them, all that good stuff. So let's save the game first, you know. We're starting to get towards some bigger camps. These are pretty big. I mean, we had one last time that we couldn't actually take out with Spidertron. Of course, we were out of missiles. But we have almost 7. We're just now under 700 missiles. I think we'll be okay for a little bit. Because while we set up the base to automate, we can have some fun with our Spidertron. Perfect. I mean, we're gonna take a little bit of damage, but it's like, it's not enough to where we have to really worry about it. We're also starting to get into some uncharted territory, which is kind of cool. Spidertron will get a little closer. I'll get some repairs just to be safe. Because I don't know, Spidertron, because each of the 3 vehicles have different healths. The tank has, what, 2,000? I think the buggy has 1,000, and Spidertron has 3,000. It's kind of neat that they actually did that kind of as a gradient. Go. Let's get in here and start torching some of these guys. Spidertron forward here. Nailed it. Oh, you can see just utter devastation. You kind of see the tank takes a beating, but Spidertron can stay back pretty well. Of course, the way I fight is maybe not indicative. Oh, good lord! I just saw the camp below us, and it looks massive. So let's not worry about that one right this second. Let's actually... Oh, he's launching a missile. Well, never mind. You know what? Let's save the game here. So if we need to run, we can. Let's start torching these guys because this is not going to end well for us if not. Now, you know what? Let's just start working on this camp because we've already aggroed a bunch of people. I'll try and walk a little closer here. See if we can start moving into some of this stuff here. Jeez, this is a massive camp. Once again, Spidertron just walks through and takes it all. Doesn't have to really worry about it. However, I'm starting to worry about it. I gotta get the tank out of here. But I'm pretty sure that camp is now dead. And both Spidertron and I, well, I'm worse for wear, but you know, Spidertron only lost about 850 health. So yeah, that was not a bad fight. Kind of wish the other ones went that well. However, here's the thing: Spidertron goes through is already down over half its missiles. It's not a gas guzzler, it's just a missile guzzler, which is a bit of an odd thing to say, but it does get the job done pretty well. Got some repairs here. There we go. Let's go ahead and walk on over to the next camp, because it already looks like they're starting. Well, they're actually attacking our. Oh, I hit Spidertron. That's not great. They're actually attacking our oil field. So while they're away, we can walk into their camp and wreck their day. See, I've kind of learned, and this is kind of funny, you fight Bug with Arachnid. Seems to work out pretty well. So there's two more camps I really want to take out this kind of turn of Spidertron. And so essentially it's this one, and then actually there's two really I want to try to take out. If I can. If I have enough missiles, I'll try to take out all of them. But we'll see. These are a little bit smaller camps than the ones we have been dealing with, so I'm not too concerned about it. So, There we go. So that one's not a big deal. Almost didn't really have to stop for that one. So now hopefully, yeah, I don't know, this looks like actually kind of a place, we could very easily cut this island off and make it like a big peninsula. The only problem is like this thing, right where our oil field is where kind of the narrowest point of these camps are. Here's the other thing. I'm going to have to drive through the oil field to get to the next point. So that's no big deal. I just had to make sure where I was going. Well, also, the other thing kind of about Spidertron, he's not the fastest thing in the world. I mean, on open terrain it's not bad, but if he hits like a rock or something like that, it can get a little bit iffy. But the great thing is he can just walk anywhere. Just walks over. Ooh, hold on. Oh, they're deciding to attack here while me and Spidertron are here. That's not a good idea. Just roll the tank across here. But also, here's the thing though with Spidertron, I click here and he will just stroll on over, walk over everything, not damage anything. Just walks over everything. No big deal to him. Alright, there we go. So now, let's go ahead and roll out this way. Let's go ahead and actually repair this turret while I'm here. And let's actually save, because we haven't saved in a little while. And then we can get this guy going. So let's go for the closest camp first. It's right over here. I don't know if this is where a lot of them are coming from or just some of them, but kind of makes sense. Oh boy. Alright, well, didn't get Spidertron close enough to get that. I am kind of curious though. If I were to get enough personal defense lasers, could I just sit there and run around with the tank and have like 10 lasers just shooting out everywhere? That would be kind of neat. I don't know if that's how that would work, but, you know, would be kind of neat. Second camp right here. we can start drilling a few of them out. Press Spider trying to start launching some missiles. Alright, so we got one more to take out. How many missiles do you have? We have 216 missiles left. I think we'll be okay. It doesn't look like that camp's huge, but, you know, you also gotta remember part of it is not revealed yet either, so it could be one of the biggest camps we've ever seen, and we just don't know about. So, in that case, let's save the game. Alright, so now we can start marching him down here. Oh boy, oh boy. That's actually terrible. We are out of fuel. So Spidertron, defend. I have solid fuel. Alright, well, that was a bit embarrassing. We got a low fuel warning. We hit E. We've hit E on our tank. Did not see that coming. There's one more camp down here I think we can take out pretty quick. No big deal. Spider-Man is absolutely devastating the place. Alright, well, I think it's time to walk on home. Ooh, there's another camper right there. How many missiles do you have? You have 154. Let's, save the game. Because, number one, didn't expect the fuel light to come on the tank. That could have been worse. But we do have some fuel. If I have to run, or if worse comes to worse, I take Spidertron, run back to the base, grab some fuel, and then enough to limp this thing home. Alright, next camp, let's do it. So 100 missiles. Let's go for this next camp over here, because why not? He's already starting to amass a little group to go after one of my bases, so to make sure he doesn't get the chance to do that. And there we go. Bugs taken care of, at least for right now. Spidertron, you did good. Let me go ahead and just get you some repairs here. We'll get back to the base here. Remind me, I gotta put fuel in the tank, which is would be a good thing. Here's also kind of the neat feature, another neat feature of Spidertron. So let's say you're actually in this mode here, and you want to send Spidertron. Like, let's say you want to send him to the oil field from here. If you just click, he'll just automatically walk. And if you right, is it shift click? Yeah, he'll fall. Oh, that's not what I want him to do. If you shift click, he will actually walk on a path you give him. And I can just put him there. And so he can take off, and I can just drive, because I don't need him right this second. And, yeah, so let's say you had a couple of them. Like maybe you had 2 or 3 Spidertrons. You just have to have different remotes. But you can even see this one, it says, I'm pointing out the screen again. You can even say this says it's connected to Spidertron Black Widow. And, you can just walk them back to the base, and they can be sitting in the base. Or, like, let's say you're sitting in the base, and, like, there's an issue at the coal field. I can have Spidertron walk over to the coal field, make sure that's taken care of, and then walk back to the base. Not the worst idea in the world, actually. Some issues with some bugs here. Hopefully, this will be, at least for a little bit, we won't have to worry about bugs down here. We'll have to worry about them up north more, but, I mean, look here. We saw the red here, and now it's nothing. We've got a lot more dotting up over here, and actually, there's one right here I want to go take care of. This is where it's also a bit of an issue. But, seems like we've gotten it taken care of for right now. We've kind of pushed them back quite a bit. And that's kind of the idea. At least until we get the rocket, we can just kind of zoom out of here. Kind of nice. Oh boy, that's... I tried to turn a little harder than I thought I could. It didn't work, and now I've got a busted tank. Well, liquid storage tank, I should say. My tank's just fine. Funny enough, damaged 2 tanks in that accident. Kind of a funny thing to say. Anyways, let's get that fixed there. There we go. So now we can get more oil flowing through there. Go this way. That was rather unfortunate. Didn't expect that at all. So let's cruise on back through here. Nice peaceful drive. So they're already starting to attack our base again, because I can even see them on the map now. But our base defenses is pretty good, so I'm not too concerned about that one. However, I do want to take care of that base so that we don't have to worry about it anymore. See, Spidertron just sitting there, chilling out. And it's just neat how all that works. There we go. Make sure we got plenty of all the repairs there. We need to get some fuel there, but I only kind of want to put some of the liquid or the solid fuel in there. But yeah, I can see now that these camps are getting worse up here. We do need to go take care of them eventually. So in that case, what I need to do is grab a bunch more steel plates and get them down to our missile facility so we can start building more missiles. Be a good thing to do. There's the steel plates at? There we go. That should be enough to build the 800 we need. Fingers crossed. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800. I don't think we have enough of the green circuits, but that should be plenty of them. The explosives, we have so much stuff on, it's not even funny. So we should be okay. It's going to take us a minute. Now, speaking of taking us a minute, let's go see how our production is going with all of our components. Rocket fuel, I'm going to predict now, rocket fuel is going to be the most, and we're just going to have so much of it, it's not going to be funny. Next, we're going to have the low density structure, and the third is going to be the rocket component. So yeah, rocket fuel, I figured we'd have a lot of, because we really don't. Oh, hold on, they're not actually making anything, because they're out of light oil. Well, that's an issue. Why are we out of light oil? Because we're full on heavy oil. We're not making, or we made a lot of lubricant. That's kind of the problem. Is there any other way we can get rid of light or heavy oil? We can turn it into solid fuel. I'm not like a huge fan of that, but or I guess we can just make more storage tanks. That's not the worst thing in the world to do. Something like that. So we get more light oil in there. That's something we need to start worrying about here. We need to figure out a way we can get rid of all that heavy stuff. Alright, so there's our low density structure. We have quite a bit of that. Actually, that was more than the rocket fuel. I think the rocket fuel had some production issues, which is fair. Didn't really see those coming, but ooh, hold on. We might not have enough room for all this. Holy cow. Alright, so there's actually more components than I thought we would have, which is awesome, because that means we can start getting our rocket faster. We actually might need to build a second chest for all the components we have. Alrighty, let's go take a look and let's go grab the rest of the radio components. Or the rocket control components. They look like radios to me. As to why, not really sure, but they do. This guy does not have anything Yes, I am stealing from one line to give to another. I know, I understand. But there we go. Let's make sure these guys have plenty of stuff to use. We can snap up what we need here. Let's see how much stuff we can actually make from all this. There we go. I should be able to snap that in there. Right now, we're at 12% and climbing. All right. I'm trying to stretch this a little bit. We're actually already halfway through the stream. Kind of surprised, but what I'm actually more surprised about is how much we've actually gotten. We're already 20% of the way there. That's actually pretty incredible. And we're almost we're not quite a quarter, but soon we'll be a quarter of the way to building our rocket. That is pretty cool. I'm going to snag a bunch of advanced components from this line here, just so we can keep the rocket control unit line going. I mean, if it's just sitting on the belt, I mean, essentially it's just stacking up, which is not ideal. Let's be real here. Actually, really just need this done. Throw those in there too. Essentially, we're just kind of, we're kind of waiting on stuff to be produced, which is not ideal, but, we really don't need any of this. We really just need the rocket control units right now. Well, let's go see if we can figure out a way to actually start burning more of this heavy oil stuff, because it's already almost full in these tanks here. So we're going to have to find out pretty quick what we can do to get rid of all this. So let's get a chemical. Do we have a chemical plant available? We do. So let's get one of these guys in here. What can we use heavy oil for? So we actually... Oh, that would be even better. We get some damage somewhere up north at the iron field. What have we got damaged as a turret? Oh, hold on here. I didn't know we could do that. Timeout. I don't know if anybody else notices this, but I didn't know if this was a feature that's new or not. But if you're on the map screen, and if you just keep scrolling in, you actually can see your iron field, or iron field, whatever you're trying to zoom into, and see what's going on. I did not know you could do that. That is pretty amazing. So I can see now that I've got a turret down here. I've got some damage over here. But that is pretty neat. Can I just zoom in? Oh. Well, hang on here. I got a bug there. I can't zoom in everywhere, but I can I zoom into the main base? I'm wondering if it's because, and I could be wrong about this, that because I have a radar station here, it's communicating back and forth. Now, if you notice, when I'm zooming in and out, it's got, like, around the edges here, it's a little fuzzy, like it's taken from a satellite. I'm wondering if that's what's causing that. And if that's true, I'm going to put a radar dish in every one of my bases, because I can see now what's going on. Like, how far can I go out? Oh, yeah. So it's pretty much as far as those radars go. I did not know that. I'm a big fan of that, though. That is actually a pretty neat little idea. But I think we have an issue. We have a solution to our heavy oil issue, and that is, number one, we're going to remove this line here. There we go. And we're actually going to start producing light oil from the heavy oil, which will help us immensely because we need more light oil. So let's get that chemical plant. Where's that chemical plant at is my question. Right there. There they are. I want you to split. Now I gotta figure out how to get water over here, which, granted, won't be the hardest thing in the... Oh, great. Why I'm not too happy right this second is that I can actually probably just do this. It actually won't be that huge of a deal. I was hoping this was the... Oh, I can't actually do that because of the light oil being there. I can back this up, though, just a little bit. Tell it to split the light oil into heavy or heavy oil into light oil. Do something like that. So now it's got heavy oil going to it. I need to figure out how to get water to this thing. Where is our nearest water line? It's over here. Alright, so if I can do something like this, branch this off. I'm going to need quite a few more of these, and a bunch of these. I want to do something like this. Because essentially what I'm going to have to do is bring the water line to there. So I'm going to do it there. Actually, this would be probably easier if I just did it this way. And then turn it. Go underground here to there. There to there. Connect that to there. There. Goes in like that. Why is this not producing any water? Why is this not producing any water? It's not connected down here. Now this chemical plant is now going. It should be breaking stuff like that down. No big deal at all. And we can go out this way with it. I've got some speed modules we can put in there, just so that we can make sure we keep up with that. And why are we not? Oh, we're out of solid fuel. What? All right, hold on. I can fix this because I've got plenty of solid fuel that's not being used. I gotta figure out where the plant is at. So it's right here. It's being split. All right, where is this line coming from? So it's only actually splitting. Hold on here. So both lines are actually getting it, but I don't know why that inserter's there. So output priority to the left. Oh, I'm sorry. Output priority to the left. So that should send more that way. I guess we have only two solid fuel areas, which kind of makes sense. We really don't need a lot, but we really need to back up to the iron field to get that fixed too. So probably not the worst idea in the world. We can just throw what we have in there, the one cube. Let's get some low... Well, I really don't need the low density structure right this second. See if we get some more control units over here. Plenty of them. Beautiful. So it looks like we can just keep these things fed. We'll have this done. I don't know about today. I might even stream a little longer today just to kind of, number one, make up for the blunder of me being silent for however long that was. Because we're already 25% of the way there. I mean, we could easily get this done today. I don't know how long it would take us, but we could get it done today. And I think it really just comes down more to how much of the how fast we can produce the radio control or the rocket control units. Which, to be honest with you, is probably quite a bit if we can get our act together. Do. We'll snag 200 from here just to get that going for the efficiency modules. And we'll snag a few from over here. And there we go. Keep that flowing as fast as it can. Let's also make sure that our light oil is still doing okay, because that was something I was a little concerned about. I didn't know. Well, I wasn't concerned until I realized that we're having that issue. But it looks like it's slowly working its way up, and the heavy oils are starting to go down a little bit. I do want to remove those 2 tanks though, because I'd like, if I could, to actually put another. Ooh, I need some more steel. Is there a place I can just yank a few steel from real quick over here? Probably. No, there is. I just don't remember exactly where it comes in at. Maybe not. I might just have to run back over to where our steel is being produced. Alright, where is that? There it is. We got plenty of steel now, alright. Alright, let's go create one of those. So we can have 2 of them that is producing the light oil from the heavy oil, and it's going to help us quite a bit. Just to, number one, keep the amount of heavy oil down. Let me turn my camera just slightly. I don't know if I scooted over or what, but that should keep the light oil down into a level we can keep up with. All right, that's right, the heavy oil we can keep up with, and the light oil to where we can still produce what we need to. I need to move these tanks even more out. So let's get some piping in here. And we'll need 1 more of these guys. Awesome, so we'll have to do that. Not a huge fan of how the pipes kind of work in this game. It could be better. But that's okay. Ooh, I just realized that I have no way to get this out. So I'm going to have to move this over 1. Hold on. To there. And then we can actually just do straight pipes, which is not the worst idea. We need to get some power to it, though, unfortunately. Kind of a dead zone in there right now. But now this should disconnect to there and have no problems. Speed module is going on that thing. So this is running a little bit higher than I'd like it to. But right now, well, there's got 1 train in here. And it is slowly unloading. How much crude oil? We got plenty of crude oil just sitting in here. Because, I mean, we're producing so much petroleum, it's not even funny. But, it's like light oil slowly working its way up. And this is starting to equalize a little bit. We can actually probably put in a 3rd one of these things in here, and I think that would not be the worst idea in the world, just to make sure we keep this production going. I am going to have to move this. I'll probably put it just there, probably would be the best way to do that. We got our next chemical plant. Oh, not quite yet. There it is. I want to space it over just 1. Something like, hold on, let's get that going first. I also kind of wish there was a way you could switch around, like just switch the inputs. That'd be kind of a nice thing to have. Just so for situations like this where you would want to have the water and the heavy oil switched over here. I hope I can do this. I don't think I'm gonna be able to, unless I turn that. I move this up 1, I'll have to move the power line, but that is okay. Do that to there, and that to there. Hook the water line in there. And do that, and then we just gotta connect the pipe up there. Then we got 3 things that are just here producing that heavy oil. We put a couple of those in there. Or converting the heavy oil to light oil. So hopefully that'll be able to keep up with that, as well as be able to keep those storage tanks pretty well drained. I have a feeling I will be able to, but, you know, you never know. Let's go ahead and head up to the iron field, and we'll swing by our production. Yeah, repair these walls because they look a little damaged. But let's head up to the northern iron field. Let's go ahead and on our way up there, though, let's get our rocket fuel. Let's get our components that we need. I know we'll need an extra turret up there. Let's see here. We don't have the iron. We can get that on the way over there. Low density structure. We'll grab a couple of these. And then we'll get the rocket control units, which we really need, on our way up here. There we go. Now let's go snag a few iron plates here. Because all these guys are pretty much just, you know, just stuck right now. But we need to get one of those going. Let's go drop all this stuff off at the silo. Yeah, this is the second stream we've done, or second game we've played on this channel, that the game's ended in a rocket launch. Evil Genius had this. I'm going to guess Evil Genius 2, eventually when that comes out, we'll have this. Oh boy, it's at the copper field. We'll be up there here shortly, so it's not like it's the worst thing in the world. So, do we want to... The train is not here. So let's take the buggy up. I think that's going to be kind of the best way to do this. Let's also get a bunch of repair kits being built. I think I can still build some, yeah. The reason is I want to make sure that the robots in the iron field actually have the repair kits they need to continue to repair the base while I'm not there. Let's cross here. Alright, so where was those? It was actually up here. I actually don't believe, I couldn't believe that that's actually what the radars do. And what we can even test that, because I have two on me. So what I'll do is I will run up to the copper field, because they need a little bit of work done over there. Because they just got attacked. So we'll place that down there. But what we can do is go take a look at... Let's see what might be... I'm also kind of looking to see what might be causing this thing to slow down a little bit. And it just seems like it just takes forever for these guys to get any iron up here. I don't know exactly why, but it seems like that's the issue. Let's cross here. And I think we can run up here real quick and see what's going on. We got quite a bit of damage. All right, let's let's keep the buggy inside so that we don't get too much damage there. So let's do this, and we'll have to test it once we get back to the base because we should be able to see where we're at now. That's pretty easy to do. But let's see here. So it's got a light beacon around it, so it should be able to be seen. See how it goes though. Yeah, as I thought about this game a little bit more, just, you know, it's a, you know, sci-fi survival with big bugs and everything. This reminds me of like a isometric viewed Space Engineers. If anybody's played Space Engineers, number one, that's a fantastic game. I haven't played that in a while, though. I should go back and play some more of that. But it reminds me of that game quite a bit. Now, it's not as much customization. Space Engineers, you can actually build your own vehicles from the ground up, and it's fantastic. Same with your ships, your miners, and stuff like that. It's actually a really neat game. And I've had some pretty cool little miners. I'll say little. There was one miner I built in Space Engineers that was actually like a mobile base. That could process everything by itself. That actually could... if I'm not mistaken, it actually had like outriggers, so you actually could set itself up so it would take like it had outriggers, so it would have a piston. Have you ever seen like a mobile crane or something like that? You kind of know what an outrigger is. But essentially, it had 2 pistons that pushed these 2 other pistons out and then pushed them down, and actually lifted the whole vehicle up off the ground, and so it wouldn't shake as bad when we were drilling or whatever. It was kind of a neat idea. Let's go ahead and give them 20, so we have a couple here. And I think that's it. I think we're good here. But what we can test is see if our copper field, yeah, it looks like that's what's actually allowing us to do that. So it looks like if we have a radar station at our bases here, we can actually see what's damaged and what's not. That is actually a neat feature. I don't know if that's new or not, but I just found it out. So yeah, it's a neat little thing. It would take some power, of course, but yeah, that is actually really neat. So if anybody else noticed, or if anybody else has seen that before or whatnot, it'd be kind of neat to see. It might have been in the new update too. That was something that so there's been quite a few new updates in the new patch. So let's go ahead and pull the cart in there. Looks good there. Let's see how all of our resources are doing. First off, rocket control units, because there are the closest ones here. There we go. And then we can run over here. I don't think we'll need any more low density structure right this second. I know we were actually starting to need some, but I think we're okay for right this second. We're running a little low on fuel, just because I think we cleared the backlog of solid rocket fuels. Or solid fuel, I should say. I am kind of curious, though. So this line, when we split it here, this one goes out to this train. And is that it? Is it just dead end down there? It does. So, why can't we redo these? Because this only goes out to here. And then this line splits over here. Essentially what I want to do is have all the excess go out this way. So if I can do that, well, I guess what I could just do is split this here. Or cut it off there, I should say. So this now, hold on here. This goes out this way. This is where I need to cut it off because it makes 0 sense for it to go out this way. As a matter of fact, I don't know why I have it going out this way in the first place. Honestly, what I could just do is have it go underground here. Hold on, let me cut all this out. Have it go underground here. And then rejoin the line right here. Cut all this out because we really don't need it anymore. Like all this, it's not needed. Like it's literally, there's a chest out here full of solid fuels, and we'll probably just build a second chest. You know what? Let's just take what little solid fuel we have. This box is full of it, and we can move this over here. So now we've got this hooked up to the trains over here. What we can do is actually just run the splitter here, and then do this. And now we've got every bit of our production for solid fuel is going into our trains, or into this train, and then splitting off, going to the rest of the train, which is not a whole lot it needs, and then going over to the other train, which it fuels, but also along the way, it's also building a rocket fuel. That is going to help us quite a bit, I think. Well, it's going to help us more than it was, I should say. So let's now go over here. Let's fill both of these things up with solid fuel. Also, I can use some of that for the tank, so it's not the worst thing to keep on us. Let's see here. So we got the rocket fuel. We can actually probably grab what little we produced while we were down here. About 14 is actually not terrible. Let's get our low density structure, because there's a lot of it. Let's go grab our rocket control units. Let's head back up this way. Make sure they go into the right spaces here. Alrighty, now we can start cranking away. Hopefully that'll that might get us over halfway, which would be pretty impressive. You're at 54%. I'm doing a little reading to see what else we need. So I guess once we launch that rocket, that's pretty much it. Now we could also put a satellite on there, but that takes a lot of stuff. Mostly, if we need 100 accumulators, which I don't know how much those cost me, but let me take a look here. I know we've unlocked them, so it's a matter of trying to find them. On timeout. I saw something I didn't know what that was. That is, it's a defense capsule. Yeah, that's pretty cool. They were being attacked. All right, whatever. Wait a minute. Are we actually? Hold on. That's missing. Or say no. It looks like it was just doing a lot of repairs at once. Okay, fair. Where's those accumulators at? I know we had them because we were looking at solar panels, and while we were looking at solar panels, we needed to. Oh, there they are. So the accumulators actually aren't terrible. A low density structure we've got plenty of. The blue chips we can get pretty easily. We've got rocket fuel. Solar panels. The solar panels would actually not be terrible to make. Okay, that actually wouldn't be the worst thing to do. I want to kind of focus on the rocket though itself. If I had to launch a satellite, let's see what this does. Hold on. I am not 100% sure. Essentially, this is kind of the I don't think we have to launch a satellite with it. I think if we just launch the rocket, it's game over. What we could do is we can build the rocket, save the game, launch it. If we don't get like a game over screen or, congratulations, you won screen, we can just reload the save, and then we can get going. We can build a satellite real quick. Because the satellite actually is not terrible. It's 100 accumulators, which right now we can build 49 of them. It really is more based on batteries and everything, so that's not terrible. We need 100 dense structure, which is not terrible to do. We need 100 of the processing components, which I think is the worst. Well, either that or the solar panels. Which, we have 100 here already. We need 5 radars, not terribly hard. 50 rocket fuel, which we're already producing and probably have. And 100 solar panels. And the solar panels are steel. Probably need 500 steel, which we probably already have. So to be honest with you, wouldn't be too terrible to actually make. But why is this, though, all of a sudden running out of these guys? Looks like they're just running low on copper. Why are we running low on copper? Let's see. This copper runs this way. So it's actually running over here. They've got copper over there. Just I don't think there was like a temporary stop in any copper wiring or anything. I think we're just needing a bunch. And because we're needing a bunch, it gets to the point where it's like, all right, well, it needs as many as it can get. So let's run over here and let's see what's going to go on. But look at all these purple beakers. It looks amazing, but yeah, that means we're lacking a little bit on the yellow ones, which I know we have 3 in our inventory, which probably could take over somewhere. Alright, let's let that run just for a moment here, and let's go over here. Oh, hold on. It's black beakers we're actually needing, that we're running low on. Looks like everything has the yellow beakers, and it actually has a good stockpile of yellow beakers. So, that's a good question. Why are we running low on black beakers? They're all jammed up here. That would be why. Alright, so let's do something like this. And that. Yeah, I have no idea why those weren't... I don't know. I know when we changed the coal structure, we had some issues, but do something like this. Just to kind of get this going back where it should be. So we can snake this around like so. Like that. And then that gets coal going back where it needs to go. And that gets black beakers where it needs to go. I'm surprised I didn't notice that earlier, but no well. Okay, fair enough. Some of these are still missing the yellow beakers, which I'm kind of surprised about, but alright. There we go. Research back up and going. It looks like it's going a little bit nicer now. And our beakers are still flowing. Well, sort of. Hold on. Let's go take a look here. Something's not going 100% correct. Oh, they're just taking their sweet time to make those beakers. That's all. Don't have any speed modules for these. That's unfortunate, but that being said, that's not the worst thing in the world, at least. We're getting attacked again somewhere. Nothing our things can't handle, though. I love that little feature. I don't know why. That is just a neat little feature that I didn't know existed. Let's see here. Our control units are still doing okay on. Make what? It makes at least probably, what, 4 more? All this is now stuffed up because I was like, that's the reason why. But why is this? Let me go. I mean, don't get me wrong. We have all this materials. Let's use them for what we need to actually are trying to work on. Holy cow! This has been stopped up for a while. We're just now getting to the point where it's a little more sparse, but they're still coming pretty quick. Alright, so why is this stopped? Because... Alright, so why is this stopped? So we don't have any flying frames. We don't have any steel. Alright, why don't we have steel over here? These guys are producing steel. We just throw some steel in there. That'll work for now. It's a little odd, but unless what's going on is that since we're collecting the low density structure, it's not collecting, or it's not able to produce more structure than that thing needs, so it stops needing steel. It's very possible what's going on. So we're at 60% already. We are well over halfway. Actually, what? No, not 2/3. 3/5 the way. Well, I mean, actually, we're only, what, 4% away from being 2/3 the way there? So it's not like we're... Oh, hold on. We're actually out of rocket fuel. That's a new one. All right, let's go running out and grab some more rocket fuel, which hopefully we should have plenty of now. After we did those changes, made them a little more efficient, hopefully. Let's see here. Oh yeah, it's a good amount. Let's see here. Let's snag all this up. We'll drop 50 solid fuel on each, just so that it keeps going. Still got to refuel the tank, but you know, rocket fuel. Can we put rocket fuel in the tank? You know what? We have some extra. I know we're not producing any rocket parts right now, but you know what? We're going to give this a try. So fuel out and rocket fuel in. Well, let me do it. Is this thing any faster? It's not bad. Because you can use rocket fuel. And this thing's just getting faster. Darn. I ended up to almost 70 kilometers an hour. Holy cow. Oh, I bet you the rocket fuel actually kicked in. So yes, it does go 180% acceleration. That's pretty funny. Alright, I don't think I can afford to keep rocket fuel in this thing. However, solid fuel, I can do that pretty well. That is actually... I wonder how fast the buggy would go. Alright, hold on. We gotta... I know we're supposed to be building a rocket with this fuel. Oh, I just damaged the buggy. Oh, that would be unfortunate if I just destroyed the buggy with the tank. That would be rather unfortunate. Alright, number one, let's get this fix the scratches on the vehicles. Alright, so now I need to take the coal out. And let's shove some rocket fuel into the buggy. Why? Not really sure. So top speed with the coal is what, 80, yeah, about 90. Holy cow! You can tell when that thing kicks in. Wow, that's actually pretty cool. Oh, I hit a rock. Alright, well. This is actually incredible how fast this thing goes. I said about quick response times, emergency response. I had 130 kilometers. What? That's 60 some miles an hour in a buggy. Yeah, that's like lethal, and I love it. So, and I'll use one rocket fuel for us doing a little test spin. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. While not the most efficient way to do this, I want to keep 10 rocket fuel in there. So we have 19 rocket fuel in the buggy. Just in case something really, really bad goes down, we can very quickly get to wherever it is. Hey, come on, that's really cool. That's kind of the stuff like, man, I wish I would have known that earlier. I would have had that in there a lot longer. You know what I could do? Why don't I just do this? So if this has any extra, it'll actually pull into here. That makes more sense to me than anything else. Don't know if that's actually going to work like that, but we'll give it a try. I'd say it should. That's kind of thing. It should, however. There we go. There's all of that. Let's get the rocket fuel in here. We are, what, 65, 6. Doesn't seem like too many things were destroyed while I was gone. Seems like mostly everything's intact. Not that bad of a deal. But because of that, I can go now. See, hopefully we have a few more rocket part things like that. It's kind of the goal, at least. Not bad at all. How much have we got over here? Not terribly a lot. Let's go snag a few from over here. It is waiting on steel over here, essentially is what it is. There's that. Run this back down here. Throw that in there. Once again, these guys are just waiting on those green chips again. For some reason. Because these guys are waiting on copper. I mean, the basic resources do play a huge role in this game, and it's almost kind of annoying how much you have to manage them. Like down here, how much? They have 100 copper plates just sitting there waiting for to be picked up. There might be an easier way to actually do this, but it might be a more efficient way to do that. I just don't know how quite yet. So what would happen? I'm just kind of curious if I did this. Because any access would then be pushed over here. I'm wondering if that'll actually work. It looks like it might be. So we'll see how that works. I don't know if it'll do anything for our copper production, our copper needs over here, but we will see if they start producing more copper or producing more wiring, things like that. Should be okay, but if not, we'll figure something else out. So let's grab all these up. Store those over there. I mean, we're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, what, 7% more over here. We'll load those in there. What else do we need? We need more. We need more rocket fuel. Probably, we might be okay on low density structure, but we are definitely going to need some more rocket fuel. Let's see here. Rocket fuel was down here. It was like it's south more as to where. I'm not 100% sure. There we go. Let's also, while we're down here, let's go grab what missiles are done over here. Seems like they're not producing any more of them right now. They produced 339. What are they out of? They're out of the circuits. I really can't spare any more of those right this second. But 339 better than nothing. So let's run up this way. Let's go dump these off into Spidertron while we're here. That's exactly what 600. That's number one. That's pretty impressive that we actually did all that. That we just all this combined was 200 or 600. So it looks very nice. And we still might be able to go up to Spidertron with 600 missiles. See why not? Let's see here. Do we need any more advanced circuits up here, or is it mostly the green ones? It's kind of a bit of both. So let's snag a few from this line here. Let's clear out this little belt area here. Then, hold on, I've got a whole chest of them here. Why have I not been using those? Alright, well, this is annoying. Let's do that. There we go. Run these back over here. Please don't get hit by a train. Rocket fuel goes in here. Those go in there. We are at, well, it should be at 80% now. Once we get that done. Whoo boy, we're getting super close. We're going to do it. We are going to do it this episode. I have all the faith in the world in me and you watching. We'll figure it out. Because I think really if we can just keep this thing fed with these things, the electronic circuits, it would help us quite a bit. we go. So I'll just keep churning all those out, so that shouldn't be too big of a deal. Let's go grab some. Do we need? We'll definitely need more rocket fuel. Even if we just need the rocket fuel for the buggy. I mean, come on, I think that's been the best part of this episode so far, is finding out the rocket fuel can be used in the buggy. It's just not producing enough steel, is it? That is kind of the issue. It's really, it needs the speed module is what it needs, but I don't have enough for speed module 3s because we've kind of taken our production facility down a bit. You know what, though? I'm going to snag 2 of them off here just because we really don't need that much speed on the efficiency modules, but we could really use the speed down here. Snag up what we have produced right now. Let's get all. Oh, that's the wrong way. Hold on. Done that a couple times now. Not ideal. And now this should get us over 80%. It does. Cool. 84%, so we need, what, 16 more? Everything's still going okay here. Let's see how our Copperfield's doing. It's not terrible. Not terrible at all. More camps are starting to spawn up there, though. Can we just drop a nuke? Is that a thing we can do? I don't think it is, but it'd be nice. Look at this. Actually, hold on. Our purple beaker production is stopped because we are full on purple beakers. That's pretty incredible. Yeah, it's something that I didn't think we would see ever. But we're not using them. That's kind of the idea. And so, since we're not using them, it makes sense that it'll start stacking up a little bit. Doesn't have any airframes. Well, we don't have engines because we don't have any lubricant. Ooh, what's going on with lubricant now? We're full on lubricant. Well, that's okay, but why aren't we? Because this pipe is not connected to anything. Because it's one short. All right. Well, that's unfortunate, but all right. And while I'm thinking about it, I can just do this. Just get that going again. So, you know, in a game like this, I would love to know kind of how many machines it would take to supply each one. Like at peak efficiency, how many processing unit things I need to make, how many flying fans or flying frames do I need to make, and how many low density structures. Because it could be like, hey, you need one tier 3 factory for processing units, 2 flying robot frames, and 2 low density structure frames to be constantly making those yellow beakers. And then you can kind of do math from there. It would be a bit of a struggle. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if probably somebody's already done that. It's something. I think that's that's something that people would do. It's kind of a interesting thing, I should say. So right now we are full up on the light oil, so we're not really worried about that anymore, which is a good thing. I'm just kind of worried about the other things that we need. All right, let's see what we got here. That's at least what, that's 3%, almost 5% there. Snag all these up just to put onto that belt. here, actually. Which I really don't. I gotta stop doing that, because I have plenty over here that I still need to use. Which I guess what I could do is actually put the chest on the conveyor belt. Well, put it in place of the conveyor belt, and then we don't have to worry about it then. Where are we at? 88. Will we get to 90? No, we are 3 control units short of 90. That is ludicrous. I'm actually... For some reason, Spidertron took us forever. But once we got Spidertron, we kind of figured something... I don't know if we figured something out or what. But we're just like, yeah, we've got this. We should have plenty here for... that, you know, we need to get one more, and I think we can get, what, 92% then? There we go. We're getting close. We are seriously getting close. Let's see here. We're back up north here. Let's go drop all this off. That should get us to our 92%. Oh, I'm sorry, I was too short of 92. Alright, maybe I messed up a little bit. Oh, that's an issue. That might be why we're having issues trying to keep up with everything, because we don't have enough power. We can build another turbine. Ooh, because we're running actually a little low on steam. Do we have another heat exchanger somewhere? Or can we build a heat exchanger? We need 10 steel, but we can go grab that. Also build another turbine, just in case. Let's see, steel. So we should have plenty of it now, so. We need the copper plates. Where's copper? Where's my copper being stored at? It's being stored. It should be right down here. So, let's see if I can put another heat exchanger on here. Will that help at all? It should, but... There's that, and we get some heat pipes, which we don't quite have enough of. That should be starting to generate steam here momentarily. Oop, that's not what I wanted to do. They're glowing again because they had a bunch more heat they had to start producing. Yeah, so now our production went somewhat back up. So it's generating steam again, so we've got plenty in here now. So let's go ahead and slap that extra turbine on here just in case. And there we go. It produces 75 megawatts power, we only need 41. For some reason, it decided to spike all of a sudden, and I don't know why. Ah, that would be why, because we're actually using a bunch of assembly machines. It would kind of make sense. You can kind of see that at one time we did spike up to, what, 20 megawatts for just that one thing. Kind of makes sense. This actually is kind of a neat little graph. So over I guess the entire game, you can kind of see where we switch from nuclear power to, or we switch from steam powered from like coal furnaces to nuclear power. You can see here, it slowly started going up, going up, going up. You know, we got to what, 20 megawatts, and then all of a sudden it went from 0 to 5, and then it just 21, and then just went up from there. Max we've ever used, it looks like maybe 50, 58. Yeah, so we're 59. It's not bad. You can see, yeah, just straight up there. You kind of see the fluctuations of everything. You can see electric mining drills were kind of top dog. Then it got to assembly machines, and then it went to assembly machines 3. Then the furnaces. The furnaces just absolutely eat power. Still somewhere, though, we have steam engines somewhere. I thought we got rid of them all. And maybe we did, but maybe it's just showing that since they're technically still on the graph. That they still show them on there. Let's see here. Rocket control units is what we need. It's like, what did I come down here for? More of these guys. Perfect. $3.94. That should be 95. No, we're out of rocket fuel. Well, crap. So if it's not one thing, it's another. All right. Well, let's run down here, and we'll grab all this and get that going. What's a rocket fuel? I'm like, what am I? I just spaced out for a second. I'm like, what do I need? Rocket fuel is what I need. Let's grab some. Really don't need low density structure right this second. We don't have any available anyways. So let's grab up what they've already produced over here. So not much. We do have some stuff. That's not good. We had a turret destroyed. We'll have to go fix that here momentarily. So let's get these in there, and then more of this in there. 96, 97. We need, what, 24 more rocket control units. We've got the low density structure, and we've got the rocket fuel for it. We are on the verge of going to space. That'd be interesting. Let's save the game here just in case something were to happen. We can rocket ourselves out of here first. Whee! How fast are we actually going? 120 kilometers an hour, give or take. I forgot to actually build the turret that we needed. We don't even have enough iron to actually build this. Well, crap. Alright, hold on. It looks like about 120 might be the max speed on this thing. Which is pretty nice. So let's run back in here. Grab a bunch of this stuff. We should be able to build that one turret we need. Any trains are coming, so we'll go ahead and go. We're almost at that power pole. That would not have been good. Especially at that speed. It looks like everything else is pretty well fixed. It just gotta... I mean, I do have my repair bots here, so it's not like it's the worst thing in the world. So there's the iron train. I can go across there. Back into base we go. care of. I might need to go to the copper field and get that fixed up. Maybe. I mean, we got to fix it eventually, but... Alright, let's grab our... let's go while we're down here. We already got the rocket fuel. We really just need to get these last few components done. Which we might be getting close to having enough. We have 3 in there. 3%. Oh, we should have plenty. Boom! Oh god. Run. It's preparing a rocket. Look at that. That is a behemoth. You were expected to put the satellite here. You know what? Let's save the game. Right here. Before we launch this rocket... Let's see what happens. Launch it. Probably shouldn't stand this close, but you know. And I don't want to miss a thing. Everybody gets that reference. That's a great song and movie. Here we go. We've launched the rocket. There it is. There it is. So, hold on. We got three achievements. We've got beat the game, of course. Let me go look at the Steam achievements I just got, because I didn't get to read them all. So, Steam all the way. Win the game without building any solar panels. Smoke me a kipper. I'll be back for breakfast. That's just completing the game with the rocket. In Logistic Network Embargo, win the game without building any active provider, buffer, or request chest. There we go. Well, let's hit finish. Oh, it just goes... Okay. That's no big deal. Or Spidertron. Hey! Well, guys, technically, that is the end of the game. We have beat Factorio. But you know what we could do? I don't know. How much is this? Do we even have satellites? I thought we did. Look at the research real quick. Do we have satellites? I swear we did. But we might not have. And if that is the case... Oh, there is! We could have built an atomic bomb. I was actually kind of joking about that. But, yeah, we could have literally built an atomic bomb. And just nuked everybody. We didn't even unlock the logistics system. We didn't even unlock it yet. Yikes! All right. Well, I don't see satellites even on here. Let me see if maybe I missed it over here. I don't see it at all. So unless that's just a technology we haven't unlocked yet. Is there like a... Is there a way we can search? Hold on. What do I need to get for satellites? That didn't help. Let's see here. I'm trying to click through here to see if maybe there's something I'm missing. I don't see anything that will let me build a satellite. Well, this is under the white beaker, which I don't have yet. Yeah, there it is. All right. Well, that's a bit of a shame. We could have started researching it, but we don't have technically the the know-how. Well, guys, that is Factorio. We actually beat it today. Said that might only be one stream, and we did it again. So yeah, there we go. I think, guys, it is about the time we usually wrap up. So go ahead and we'll pause the game. I'll flip back over to the main camera, guys. Thank you for joining me and dealing with me for another couple of hours again today. I know we still had some audio issues with the mic. I don't know what's going on with the microphone. I don't know if I have to rechange my shortcuts or what. But it's something's not 100%, but I'll edit around it so you guys can hopefully still hear me. I do plan on getting today's stream. I've already got last week's Software Inc. up. However, I don't have last week's Factorio up. There were some issues with processing, so I'll get that up sometime, probably this weekend, along with this stream and the Alpha 11 one, which I already have that video rendered. I just have to get it uploaded. So you'll see 3 videos this weekend. Hopefully you'll see. So you'll see the finale of Factorio. That'd be great. I'll even put it as finale, so you know we kind of see that's wrapped up. Other than that, guys, we are probably going to be moving to Software Inc. Alpha 11 for both streams coming up next week. That's kind of what the schedule I wanted to start doing coming up this year. I have an idea for our... I want to try to put together a little video of kind of the best highlights from this last year of streaming. I think it'd be kind of fun. I'll play that probably... it'll be probably the last Friday in February. It'd be the 26th, I believe. And technically that'd be 1 year and 1 day. I think it'd be kind of fun. So hope you guys can join me for that. And other than that, I think that's going to be it today. If you guys are new here, if you guys are curious about more content from me, things like that, it's kind of my schedule. I stream every Wednesday and Friday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's pretty constant that way. We try to play. We were playing 2 games, so we were playing Software Inc. and Factorio. As you just saw, though, Factorio, we've completed the game, and so now I think we're just going to move on to just doing 1 game a week. We're kind of really focused on that one, and we'll get through that pretty easily. If you guys are just curious on how to support me, the best way you can do it, and really the only way you can do it right now, is just leave me a follow. It's free. It's pretty simple to do. You just got to hit the follow button. It's a little heart at the very bottom of the stream box, the actual video player there. That'd be great. We're trying to get to 75 followers by August. Trying to get there. We'll see if we can do that. If not, okay, but I'd like to get there. I think it'd be kind of nice. And thank you if you've already followed. I really do appreciate that as well. If you're curious about more content from me, however, maybe you really enjoyed this Factorio stream and you actually are kind of curious how the rest of them went, go ahead. If you go just below, there is a link to my YouTube channel. Click on there. All my streams are archived there in order of how they're streamed. I don't have them in individual sets yet. I might have to go back and do that one day and make sure we can every one of them set to, you know, we'll do a Planet Coaster stream archive, things like that. I think that might not be a bad idea, so I'll work on that and see what I can do. But all of my streams should be on there if you just want to watch them. There's a lot on there, and some of them aren't the best in the world, but they are on there. You know, I'm still trying to figure out. It's been just not quite a year yet, so you imagine the first couple of them are a little iffy. But I do appreciate the support, guys. It's been fun so far. Hopefully it'll be fun in the future as well. But for now, I think that's going to be it for me. So I will catch you guys next Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for some Software Inc. Alpha 11. Might get some more updates like we have in the past 2 weeks. And then we'll also do that on Friday as well. So for now, guys, stay safe out there. Have a great weekend. Have a great start out to your week next week. And I will see you guys back here on Wednesday for some more Software Inc. Take care, guys, and I'll see you then.